the hit, if it affected you, how it affected you, and through the rest of the game. Thanks.
Yeah, obviously got me pretty good in the eye. I don't think it affected me. Honestly, I felt like I got good shots. They just didn't go down, and obviously a tough time for that to happen.
We talked to you a lot about that growing relationship with Kelsey. For both of you to get over 30 today and doing the game that was so high scoring, what was your synergy with her like today, and how did it feel you guys to this week?
Yeah, it's fun. Kelsey's obviously, she makes my life easier out there, and it's hard to pick and choose when, both of us are on, like, at the 1-2 position. That just, like, puts the defense in a really tough spot, and I thought that 3 she made there in the fourth quarter was huge for us, and we could have executed a little bit better down the stretch, but I think we just really read and understand each other a lot better from where we were at the beginning of the season. Like, the amount of backdoor cuts that girl has got just because we make eye contact and she knows to go backdoor it's incredible. Like, that play we ran to start the third quarter, like, I wasn't involved in it, I was at the beginning, but, like, we ran that play a million times, and it just made me laugh because, like, she's so fast and she gets open every single time. So I'm really happy for her and proud of her. She definitely deserves this moment.
The Indiana Fever just dropped an announcement that's taken WNBA fans by surprise. Once seen as the league's underdogs, the Fever have quickly transformed into one of the most dangerous teams in the WNBA. Wondering how that happened? Let's break it down.
Pretty wide open threes in the first half that, like, you usually make, so that's tough, but I felt like I battled and tried my best, took care of the ball better than I usually do, which is a positive, but overall, like, Coach said in the locker room, like, we were down 3 the first quarter, down 5 second quarter, and then lost by 3 in the third. Like, we were right there, and I felt like we just played a crappy game. Like, the flow of the game was really bad. I don't know if that was the referee, and that was probably partly us, because we struggled to get stops at times, but also, like, the clock getting messed up. It was just one thing after the next, but yeah, overall, like, it didn't bother me. Obviously, it didn't feel too good when it happened, but
the rookie sensation has taken the league by storm, shattering records and earning comparisons to legends like Stephen Curry and even Michael Jordan. But it's not just her game that's turning heads. Clark has brought a level of attention to women's basketball that the league has never seen before, drawing in new fans and putting the spotlight on the WNBA like never before.
Scale and ultimately expansion had always been on my list, but we didn't want to rush into it because we wanted new owners. Like, new ownership groups, anyone who knows sports here knows, like, it's a slog.
Clark's rapid rise has shaken up the league's long-standing balance of power. Her sudden impact has forced both players and executives to rethink their roles in a WNBA that's quickly becoming centered around her. Not everyone has adjusted gracefully. Some have responded with constant tension, overly aggressive play, and behavior that many see as unsportsmanlike, all signs of just how disruptive her success has been to the status quo.
Caitlin, slower start than you really got into it. What was your first impression of your first game in the W?
I thought it was physical. I don't know, obviously it wasn't like the best start in the first half for myself. Getting into foul trouble, and then you got to sit on the bench and try to come back into the game and get into a little bit of a flow, but obviously too many turnovers. That's not going to get the job done, but I think just a lot of things to learn from. I didn't think we played well, and we had cut it to 6 in the third quarter, so I think that's a positive you look at. Like, we really did not play a good game, but we were right there at moments, and then it kind of got away from us at the end of the third and fourth quarter. Didn't have the greatest start, so I think just a lot to learn from. It's the first one. There's going to be good ones, there's going to be bad ones, and, like we said in the locker room, like, we play on Thursday. You got to learn from it and move on and be ready to go.
Now, it seems Caitlin Clark may have found a way to deal with all the backlash and profit from it at the same time. By stepping away from the WNBA, the Indiana Fever's shocking announcement about her possible departure has left league executives scrambling. Her exit would not only leave a massive gap in talent and star power, but could also force the WNBA to rethink how it handles rising stars and the growing spotlight on women's basketball.
60-plus points, she hit 5 threes, 54% shooting. I mean, what's working in the backcourt?
I think just playing fast, playing off one another. I think that's probably the biggest thing. And, when you have 2 guards that are both making plays, like, it puts other team in tough position of, what to take away, who to put on who. So I feel like we're definitely shooting it well, we're playing off each other well, we're looking for each other, and we're getting downhill too. So I think it's been a good balance of everything.
One last question for you. I mean, this is your 7th game, 2010, double-double. I mean, how much do you feel like you've developed as a point guard? I mean, preseason game was here until now.
Yeah, I think understand the game better, more comfortable with my teammates, more comfortable on the floor. I think just playing a little more free, I think being more aggressive. I think it was that kind of thing.
Clark's potential exit is more than just a roster change. It would leave a massive dent in the WNBA. With millions of fans tuning in just to watch her play, the league stands to lose not only a superstar but a major driver of viewership, sponsorships, and overall attention. Many are now asking, could this have been avoided? Maybe the WNBA should have done more to protect its biggest rising star, not just on the court, but from the constant hostility and pressure off it. Whether it's too late or not, one thing is clear, Caitlin Clark changed the league, and her absence will be impossible to ignore.
Some of us felt like maybe she hadn't proved it in the WNBA, but at this point, she certainly has. So she proved everybody wrong.
What about the guards? Let's talk about the guards that did make it. Talk about the guards that did make it. How did they play, Andrea? Because you were one of the ones that say she didn't earn it. How did the guards play that within the Olympics? How did they play?
Throughout the season, Caitlin Clark has faced constant scrutiny. From analysts to fellow players, many have questioned her abilities, her lack of experience, and whether she could really adjust to the pro level. Some of the doubts raised have felt less like fair critique and more like attempts to downplay her impact, despite her consistently strong performances on the court.
She doesn't have enough experience right now to compete at this level. International basketball is incredibly physical. And if we're being honest, there are way bigger snubs when it comes to Team USA. Candace Parker in 2016, she led the 2012 Olympic team in rebounding, led the team in blocks, was having a phenomenal season, already had 2 gold medals on the time. She was left off that team. Nneka Ogwumike was the 2016 MVP in the WNBA season, and she was left off the team. So if people want to get fired up about snubs, go back to 2016. This is not a basketball snub. Stephen A's main point has been it's a marketing snub, and Team USA is not worried about marketing. It's not their job to grow the WNBA.
But instead of crumbling under the pressure, Caitlin Clark rose to the occasion. She pushed through every challenge, shattered records, and completely shook up the WNBA, leaving no doubt about her talent and impact.
With the first pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Well, Caitlin Clark hugging her family, her brothers, Blake and Colin, her father Brent, her mother Ann, and heading to the podium. She is officially a member.
So, can you really blame her for considering a move elsewhere, somewhere her talent might be fully appreciated? Reports suggest Caitlin Clark has received a massive offer to play in Europe, and the numbers being talked about are staggering. From the looks of it, she's seriously considering it, but that's not all. There's even more to this unfolding story.
That in its 20-year history, how many individuals in the sports history, 28-year history, has had on-court earnings over $1 million? Do you know what that number is? It hit 9 this year. In 28 years, only 9 players have had on-court earnings eclipsing $1 million. And I'm looking at a girl like Brittany Griner.
So we talked about the price of the brick going up. We're going to shift this over to WNBA. Record-breaking numbers women's basketball did during the NCAA tournament has trickled up to the WNBA this season as the league has seen unprecedented growth thanks to the emergence of a strong rookie class headlined by #1 overall pick Caitlin Clark.
The ripple effect of her departure could be a death blow to the WNBA and all the progress it made this season, and the league has made a lot of progress according to all the marketing numbers. While some may point at others as the reason for the league's astronomical growth this season, the truth is that most of it is down to Clark's star power.
Tonight, broke another record, always breaking records, came in with 594 points. Your 595th point made you pass Tamika Catches in front of Cynthia.
I mean, I think it's obviously cool, but at the same time, like, I feel like we play basketball the right way. That's just what kind of comes along with it. And it's fun, like, we've been winning. Like, that's what makes all of this so much better. Like, I feel like we're just playing such better basketball than we were, you know, even a month ago before the break. Like,
it just feels like our chemistry's better. It just feels like everything flows a little bit better. It just like feels better. I think as a basketball player, like, it's something you can feel when you're out there.
Despite all the attention and success she's brought to the league, even as a rookie, Caitlin Clark has faced major challenges this season. She's often been left without enough support on the court, and the league itself has struggled to properly protect its biggest stars. For someone drawing record crowds and national attention, many feel the WNBA simply didn't do enough to back her up when it mattered most.
I mean, basketball's competitive. I get it. Sometimes your emotions get the best of you. It happened to me multiple times throughout the course of my career. People are competitive. It is what it is. And she's having a tremendous season. She's played great basketball in my eyes, probably in first place for 6th player of the year. She's been great off the bench for them. I think she had 25 here last night and really helped them win the game. So, and that's just not where my focus is. That's not what I think about on a day-to-day basis. I think about my team. I think about ways that I can get better. It's just basketball at the end of the day. There's no grudges. There's nothing like that. It's a sport. It's competitive. It's not going to be nice all the time. That's not what basketball is. And I think people that play that at the highest level understand that.
Okay, we're going to stay back right. We're going to go down the line here.
All of these challenges have now led to one of the most surprising career moves in recent sports history. Caitlin Clark is reportedly choosing to leave the WNBA for Europe, and honestly, can you blame her? Between the way she's been treated and the incredible paycheck waiting for her overseas, it doesn't sound like such a tough choice. Throughout the season, and even in the playoffs, we've seen opposing players get away with overly aggressive fouls on Clark, with little to no accountability. For many fans, it felt like the league failed to stand up for one of its biggest stars.
Physical with me. They get away with things that, probably other people don't get away with. And it's tough, but that's just the fact of the matter. Is like, this is a very physical game. But yeah, you're gonna get.
Sure will be a big first step for me, but it's just one step for the WNBA. Thanks to all the great players like Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, the great Dawn Staley, and my basketball hero, Maya Moore. These are the women that kicked down the door.
With physical defense she's faced at the professional level and voiced frustration with the league's officiating, recently telling reporters, quote, "I feel like I'm getting hammered and everybody is physical with me. And opponents get away with things that other people don't get away with." That's what Caitlin Clark said.
Some might argue that the league allowed these obvious fouls to continue because, in a way, it helped their bottom line. Caitlin Clark's presence on the court drew massive attention, and the "she's a target" narrative kept people watching, clicking, and talking. After all, a little controversy can be good for ratings, but while it may have helped viewership, it clearly didn't help Clark. And maybe, just maybe, she's had enough. The constant hits, the lack of real protection, and being used as a storyline instead of being supported as a player, it all might have pushed her to decide it's no longer worth it.
Because back then, we had a first round bye. So we didn't get to play, I didn't get that 6 games. So I set the record in 5 games.
Yeah.
So to me, yes, she broke the record, but she did it in 6 games.
It took her extra game.
To be fair, Caitlin Clark hasn't stayed silent. She's been open about how she's been treated, not just by opposing players, but also by some fans and even the league itself.
If the play on Caitlin was intentional, and she says absolutely not. Here's a short clip.
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me, but no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her, so obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am. So yeah.
And then Caitlin was also asked about that play, and she laughed about it and said it wasn't intentional also. So yeah, just wanted to throw that in there. I do, however, think that the refs missed this one big. I think this should, at the very minimum, have been a flagrant one. Because you guys, a flagrant one doesn't necessarily mean that somebody purposely tried to injure another player. It could just be a reckless basketball play. But flagrant fouls are put in place to protect players, and the NBA, I feel like, does this really.
And her supporters have noticed, too, across social media. Fans have repeatedly spoken out against the way she's been targeted, calling out everything from rough play to unfair treatment. What stands out even more is that through it all, Clark has remained respectful, even toward those who have criticized or tried to bring her down.
Lines and attention than maybe any other play in the entire league this year.
Okay.
All right. There's been plenty of dissecting about their relationship. Certainly we talked about it in this show, that Kennedy Carter has in the past. What a great year for her, by the way. Probably could get comeback player of the year. that she has in the past made some questionable decisions when it comes to keeping her cool. In fact, I'm pretty sure she leads the league in flagrants, or she did at some point. In fact, she's got 4 flagrant fouls this year alone. She's a bit of a chippy player. I think we can all agree this was not a basketball play. Caitlin Clark said so herself. That wasn't a basketball play. Looked like a lot of frustration, looked a bit retaliatory based on a play that had happened earlier where Kennedy felt like Caitlin hit her and fouled her hard as well. We've already agreed that one was not a basketball play. Flagrant number 3, Angel Reese, Chicago Sky. If you take a look at this one,